Hey everybody. So today I want you to consider the cost of our food. I was reading, and it was in a Michael Pollan book, I think, that historically the cost of food, say more than 100 years ago, historically the cost of food was up around 30% of average wages, right? And with the modern era and all our various ways of producing more and more food becoming more and more efficient, that cost has dropped to something like 10 to 15%. I don't remember the numbers exactly, you can look them up, but the premise holds. And it's this idea that historically people have had to spend more of their energy, more of their wages, more of their hours in the day to get their food, right? So historically speaking, in the history of the globe, we now have the cheapest food to ever exist, right? So the reason I say this is because I use this paradigm a lot when I'm deciding to buy a product that might cost a little more, right? If I'm going someplace and buying some specialty cheese or buying some special variety of hard cider or balsamic vinegar or the nicer fish at the market or whatever it is, I'll always remind myself that however much I'm spending, it's significantly less than it would have cost to get this item any time in history. So another thing I always think about this for is the salt or the spice trade, right? That salt and spice could be the most valuable things in the world. I mean, imagine that. And now we live in a day where every kitchen has a rack of its own spices from all around the world. And salt is ubiquitous. You know, we complain that our food is too salty today. And, you know, they went through a lot of trouble to get any salt at all in history. So I think it's just a beautiful way to think about what you're consuming and think about the cost of what you're consuming. So as you go through the day and as you buy your lunch or buy a snack or go shopping, whatever it is you're doing, just take a moment and look at this food with new eyes. This thing, and it's not only the food itself, not only the cost, but the amount of it, the quantities of it, the places it's come from, right? Thinking that basically we've achieved what seems impossible, which is bringing everything to us and making it all cheaper at the same time. Now, I of course know there are problems with the system, but please take a moment when you're at your store or buying food just to be grateful for what we have actually achieved.